What was it yesterday, did you say?
5 figures.
Yeah, what did you say yesterday's were?
It's long.
Over 20. I forget the total.
So 5.
All right, Friday. Today's synopsis: God instructs Moshe regarding the various forms of donations that individuals may make to the temple or to the priests. One type of donation when someone pledges the monetary endowment value of a person or an article, the erech. These values are fixed, varying only with regard to the age and gender of the individuals, without regard to their pedigree, achievements, or abilities. It's very much a standard price that
Human.
is the value. Yeah, the priest must first assess the pledger's ability to pay before he collects the pledge. All right, Shishi 6 aliyah for Bahar B'Chukaisei. By Davish Amish Lemar Hashem's Moshe saying. The Bnei Yisrael Marta Lehem, speak from Israel, you say to them, Ish, Kiaf Neder, any man who pronounces a vow, Be'erkichad Nefesh El Hashem, any man who pronounces a vow to give the prescribed value of a living being for Hashem, base. Kiafli, any man who pronounces a vow, Yefarish Befiv, he enunciated it with his mouth. So any man pronounces to some of his mouth, Be'erkach Nefesh, about the value of a living being, meaning to give the value of his soul by saying, the prescribed value of something upon which the life soul is dependent, I accept upon myself. So these are called erchin, soul values. I want to donate a soul value, but the soul is priceless. But the Torah gives a certain, standard translation of what that amount means. Gimel. And the value of a male who is between 20 years and 60 years old, his value should be 50 silver shekels, the holy type of shekels. This term erech does not mean actual worth in money, but regardless of whether the person's valued is worth more money or less money, according to his years, is the erech value that is fixed for him in this section. Meaning it's not flexible. It's very set. Erkecha k'may erech is a similar form to erech. However, the double chaf at the end of the word, I do not know which the grammatical form is derived. Dal v'im the kevahi, if the person is a female, then her value shall be 30 shekels. Okay. Person between 5 years old and 20 years old, and the value of a male should be 20 shekels. And a female, so younger, it's a lesser value. This does not mean that one who vows is a minor, for the words of a minor have no effect. We're talking that if here we're saying a 5-year-old doesn't get to make a vow. They can't obligate themselves. It means if someone said, I will give the value of this 6-year-old to the temple, then it means this amount of money. Vav. A person between a month old and 5 years old, the value of a male shall be 5 silver shekels. And the value of a female, 3 silver shekels. Zayin. person is over 60 years old, then his value is 15 shekel, and then a female's 10. So he says in Rashi, you'll notice that in all the other ones, there's a big discrepancy of male and female. Ostensibly because it's probably going by whatever I don't know if it's the slave value, but maybe similar to that. So, adult 20 to 60 is, 50 for male, 30 for female. Minor 5 years till 20 is 20 for male, 10 for female. A baby is 5 for male, 3 for female. By seniors, it's closer, at least compared to the adult. The ratio of
It's 3 to 2.
3 to 2.
Right.
The others was
2 to 1.
2 to 5 to 3. Right. 5 to 3. Yeah, 5 to 3. Yeah, 5 to 3 or 2 to 1.
Right. 5 to 3. Yeah. So this is not far from 5 to 3.
Yeah, 5 to 3 is what? That's more.
It's a greater. 2 to 1 is a greater difference than 5 to 3 because.
Well, now
5 to 3 would be 6 to 3. So it's either 5 to 2.5 would be the same.
So 2 to 1 is closer, or 5 to 3 is closer.
3 to 2 is closer.
3 to 2 is closer.
Closer.
2/3 and 3/5. What's a bigger thing? Simply 3/5.
2/3 is the bigger.
2/3 is bigger?
Yeah.
I guess you're right. Okay. So I don't know that I'm not exactly sure then, and I guess no, 5 to 3 is further than 2 to 3. Right? Is that true? Is 2 to 3 further than?
Well, here, okay. The male for the 60
Yeah.
years old, the male is 150% of the female. Let's put it that way. And for the male between 20 and 60, the male is 50 over 30. So that's roughly 50 over 30. So 3 and 10.
I think it's fair to say the number 2.
160, about 160% of
But I think it goes more that
female.
I think that I'm not so great with math, but my point I'm saying is that she's
There's a greater difference. The difference is narrowing, right? The difference.
It's narrowing by 2 to 3.
By fraction. Yeah.
Okay, right. So he points out that by the seniors, the different values that are given for male and female are narrowing. Because when a woman reaches old age, her value is closer. I guess the generic slave value is closer of the same importance as a man. Therefore, a man, when he ages, he depreciates to less than a third of his value. That's another thing. He goes from 50 to 15.
50 to
15.
Right.
She goes
from 30 to 10. Right.
She only depreciates to a third of her value.
Right.
Less than a third.
I think I remember.
So that's another thing. It's that.
Right.
That's not just about the closeness, also that he's dropping tremendously.
I think I remember.
As people say, an old man in the house is a nuisance, but an old woman in the house is a treasure, a good omen in the house. Because the old man is because he can't work as much, so he's more bored and cantankerous. She can do light housework, and she can knit or something. So
bottom line is get yourself out of the house.
Right, exactly.
No, but I think I remember the reason why a man is stronger. That's why it's more money, and as he gets weaker,
Right, it's the thing, right?
Right.
And I'm saying, and therefore, this expression is a nuisance. Right. Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, exactly. The same thing. Yeah. Because a woman does knitting and housework, which they can still do that. The man can't,
Right.
mow the lawn. He can't be a landscaper, anymore.
Right. Loses strength.
Yeah. Very good. If someone made the vow, is too poor to give that what he promised to the temple treasury, they basically present him for the kohen. The kohen then evaluates him. Whatever he can afford, he's evaluated. What does it mean, Rashi? Rashi and Chesed, if he's too poor. So the guy, again, going to pass the Chumash to this one there. This idea of Erchin is an interesting concept because it's very foreign to us. People don't have value, right? We don't typically say there's value. Although in the Torah, in the world of slavery, there was a price on a person. From the
reality.
Rabbi, if you don't mind me commenting, just one little comment. Isn't that kind of a stereotype about old man and old woman? Because I still do a lot of the cleaning and the cooking and so on. And
we're in Mashiach times almost, so there's a lot of crossover. But we're talking when men were men and women were women in the olden days. That's what we're talking. Not talking this, liberal, new, pre-messianic world. I'm joking.
Okay.
Well, there's truth to it too.
You have to go to say if you want to see the truth to it today. You have to ask a psychologist about the, grumpy state of older men versus older women. I don't know, but anyways. But the whole thing is the whole concept of donating the value of a person is very fascinating, right?
For the 21st century people.
Yeah, like how do we wrap our head around that?
Maybe they got money. Maybe it was like a pawn shop. If I want to donate myself.
No, but it's a sad thing. You want to donate yourself, your value. You want to donate anybody's value. Like, why would you say, I want to give money?
Well, they're going to give me 50 shekels for myself, and then they own me.
They don't own you.
No, shekel.
When you say, I want to give Pesach David's value, I have to pay a set amount of money. No one owns him. It's just a mechanism.
You don't need Pesach David to do that, though.
Anybody, you say yourself, anybody, you say, I'm giving myself or so-and-so's value to the temple.
Sacrifice.
Then they say, this is what the pricing.
What do you get in return? What's the advantage of that unless they're actually giving you or somebody 50 shekels there back in cash?
No, you're just, it's basically a charity vow. It's nothing. There's no transaction. It's pure one way. You're saying I'm giving this, and that translates as meaning a certain amount of money, depending on the age of the person.
It's a very big.
And I'm saying that's one interpretation. Is fine. I understand that, but I'm saying another one would be that you treat the temple treasury as a pawn shop. You
okay. I mean,
you redeem yourself with what you give.
It's not exactly a pawn; it's a human.
It's a human being. It's not an item.
Plus,
they don't hold the guy in prison until he pays up.
Well, he owes you that amount of money to redeem himself.
So he owes the money. It's a weird type of thing to us. That why don't you just pledge $100? Why are you saying I'm giving this guy's value? It's just interesting. It's hard. I'm sure it's talked about. I'm just bringing it up. Like it's peculiar to us. This type of charity. We know Chinese auctions, paddle auctions, raffles, direct charities. But what's this?
It's giving to the temple.
But why in this way?
All I can think of is
because if somebody gives, I know it's different, but if somebody gives the body,
why would they do that?
The human, because it's to the temple.
But why don't you just give the money? Say, I'm giving 50 shekel. I say I'm giving this person. That equals skip the bit. Skip the person.
Than selling yourself into slavery.
He gives the money.
All right, Mike has a thought.
Jew or another Jew.
He gives the money.
But why is he doing it in this roundabout way? I'm giving the value of this. I'm not giving this. I'm giving the value of this to the temple. Okay, then I have to go look it up in the retailer price and then give that money. I'm giving Pesach David. That means I'm not giving Pesach David. I'm giving the value of Pesach David. So why don't you say I'm giving this amount of money to the temple? Why am I? What? Why does a person want to say this like A and know it because that leads to B? Just say B. You get the question? It's a simple question.
Okay.
I'm not saying there's an answer, but I'm sure. But yes,
My only thought on that was that perhaps something happened where the person's life was saved,
right,
and you
right.
instead of you want to donate, make a donation of the value of that person's life, or you accidentally, someone's life was lost, and you want to make a donation of the value of that person's life. This enables you to do it.
Right.
That was all I could think of.
Okay. Maybe you feel you owe God your life, so you want to. Could be. I look it up. Look it up.
Somebody saved your
You have the
life.
same Torah tool called the internet that I do. So. Ches. So if the guy's poor though, he can't afford it. They give a sliding scale. Basically, they go to the kohen, and he evaluates the person, and the kohen evaluates how much the one who vowed can afford. So if I say I'm giving Pesach David to the temple, but I can't afford the 50 shkalim, so he assesses the one how much he possesses, and he only takes up to like his bare minimum. So he can leave him his bed, his mattress, cushion, the tools of his trade. If he was, for example, the donkey driver, he's his donkey. You basically don't take away everything. You take up to his minimum assets, and you take the rest. So let's say there's only 30 shkalim of my assets. That's what they take after leaving what I need. And the rest I'm exempt from. If what he dedicates an animal of the type that people bring as an offering for Hashem, all that, any part of it that he gives for Hashem will become holy. Any part of which he gives. If he said, the leg of this animal shall be a burnt offering, his words are binding. And yes, the animal sold for the sake of being used by an olah. Somebody wants to buy it, and they give an olah anyway. And then the money becomes chulin, becomes non-holy, besides the amount of that limb. So you say, I'm giving the arm of this cow. That means you got to sell the cow to someone who's going to bring a sacrifice. You get the money. The money's now mundane. And then you got to have that $100. $10 was the arm. You got to give $10 to the temple. Yod lo yachlef and lo yamra oisei toiv. He must not exchange it or substitute it, the animal, whether it's a perfect animal or for a blemished, or a blemished one for a perfect. If Hamer Yamir Behema Behema, if he substitutes an animal for another animal, so what happens is the original and the substitute now become sanctified. They both have to be a carbon from them. So this is a guy basically who donates his. He has a great sheep he likes. He says, I'm going to bring this sheep as a temple gift, as a sacrifice. A day later, he has remorse. I love this sheep. I'll give another sheep. Can't do that. If you do, both are going to now have to be carbon status. And doesn't apply if you're giving a better sheep for a worse sheep or a worse or better sheep. No changing. No backsies, as they say. Tam b'val mum, rabbi toiv, koshkin toiv b'toiv, rabbi da. If he dedicates any unfit animals of the type people may not bring as an offering for Hashem, and the kohen shall present the animal for the priest. The kohen. The tongue here doesn't mean a not kosher, means a blemished animal. So you can't bring it. So what is the Torah telling you? That she'ein kachim tumim yitzim l'chulim b'din elam kein homo. So basically, the only way you can, in general, the only way an animal, once designated as a carbon, that it can be switched is if it gets a mum, it gets a blemish. Then you have to pay the money, and then it can be undone its sanctified status. But if it's a good animal, you can't ever buy it back. Good base. So the kohen estimates it, now it's good or bad. You can, according to this estimation, it goes. Rashi, for any person apart from the donor who comes to acquire from the temple treasury. Yud Gimel. If then he who dedicates it redeems it anyway, he'll add a fifth to its value. If then he who dedicates it redeems it anyway, it should make a fifth in its value. Okay. If a man dedicates his house.
So I have a question. If
Yeah.
someone dedicates the animal and has a mum, he can still donate it, right?
You have to still pay the money to get it back to usability.
Right, but can the temple still take it and use it for other purposes? They can sell it. I mean,
I guess if he can't pay it, I mean, the ideal is the guy bought. Why should they have to sell it? Him pay it. But if he can't, yeah, they would go sell it. I think. Like,
so they can take it.
If I give you a car,
sanctified, right?
And you don't want cars, you just want money, a used car. Like, ideally, you'd like that I say, I want the car back. Okay, give me the money now as a donation.
Right.
If you can, then okay, they probably go sell it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't want the temple to sell what you should.
Right. For any person who comes to acquire from the temple treasury.
Temple gets. Try not to.
So.
Guess what?
So other people who want to buy it, actually, you'll see now, it's actually ideal that you buy it back because there's a benefit to the temple. You'll see. You'd give more.
Yeah.
If the guy, the original donor, redeems it back, Yosef Chamishisi Alakar is to pay a fifth on top of the value. Just to pay, it's $100 sheep plus 20.
So it would make economic sense to buy it back. Yeah, for sure.
Make economics for the temple.
For
the owner. Why? He is to not pay more than the value of this sheep to get back his favorite sheep.
Well, I mean, as the alternative would be he loses the animal, like I just said.
Yeah.
He gives it in the temple so that way he loses $100 for the animal. This way he gets the animal and he'll offer back for $20. I mean, he pays.
No. He's 100 plus 20.
Yeah, 100 plus.
So it's a penalty. So I'm saying, but what's it doesn't make economic sense for him. Maybe emotional sense.
Right. Okay.
It's economic sense for the temple.
You're right. Okay.
The temple's got a benefit.
If he who dedicates it redeems it, this time the owners, the Torah is more strict to the owners. They have to add a fifth of value to buy the animal back. Yeah. So too the same if you dedicate your house to the temple, or you dedicate your field, or you redeem your ma'aser sheni, the owner always adds a fifth. But other people that want to get that food or animal don't pay the extra fifth. Yudalad v'ishkiyak is basic Hashem. The man dedicates his house to be holy to Hashem. The kohen that he the kohen estimates it being good or bad. As the kohen evaluates it, so does its price be fixed. If then the one who dedicates it redeems his house, shall add a fifth of its value to the principal and become his.